President Obama stressed on the final day of the conference that the world faces a grave threat 20 years after the end of the Cold War. He said terrorist groups such as al-Qaeda would surely use a nuclear weapon if they obtained one.
All this, in turn, requires something else, which is something more fundamental. It will require a new mindset, that we summon the will as nations and as partners to do what this moment in history demands.
In a final communique, conference participants promised to secure all nuclear materials by 2014, and they pledged to prevent non-state actors from obtaining information or technology required to use nuclear material for malicious purposes. Later, President Obama told reporters that China is part of serious discussions on a new set of sanctions against Iran for its nuclear defiance.
I think these negotiations can be difficult, and I am going to push as hard as I can to make sure that we get strong sanctions that have consequences for Iran as it's making calculations about its nuclear program, and that those are done on a timely basis.
Darrell Kimball, executive director of the Arms Control Association, says by the time of the next nuclear summit in 2012, participants will be able to assess progress toward the goal of securing nuclear materials, but he said more is riding on a work plan that nations have committed to.
It really represents a patchwork of ideas and initiatives, and this work plan stitches those together and establishes a common plan of action for all these countries that hopefully other countries will support in the years ahead.
Several nations made individual promises at the conference, including Ukraine, to eliminate its stockpile of highly enriched uranium by 2012, and the U.S. and Russia to eliminate a total of 68 tons of weapons-grade plutonium. Dan Robinson, VOA News, the White House.